Hello, this is Roberto for MMA Plus. I'm here once again, a few months removed, with Mr. Dan Hardy. Dan, how are you, first of all?
I'm good. I'm excited for the new year. It's going to be a big one.
It is a new year. You know, there's been a lot of rumour and a lot of speculation about the launch of UFC Gym UK. We've both been privy to that information for a number of months and had to keep tight-lipped. So, first off, I think we should get you to do the honours and kind of announce location number one of UFC Gym.
Well, first location, Nottingham. The best place you can open a mixed martial arts gym in the country, in my opinion. You know, Nottingham's been a foundation for so many MMA fighters throughout the years. All different kinds of combat sports, boxing, kickboxing. You know, Nottingham's been such a strong place for so many years. It makes sense for the UFC gym to open their first place here. I mean, we're going to fill this place to the rafters immediately. Everybody wants to be in on mixed martial arts at the moment. It's the new growing trend, and you know, people are bored of treadmills and all that kind of stuff. We want people doing other things, you know, hitting bags, moving around, challenging their body in different ways. Something that's a bit more interesting than the regular, the regular hamster wheel stuff.
I agree. We've spoken about this before about why I love martial arts so much as opposed to conventional, what we call conventional gym. The possibilities in terms of your self journey as a martial artist, for me, I believe, are endless. To have such an established brand come to Nottingham, is a great coup for the city, I believe. And given the history, of Nottingham for mixed martial arts in particular, which you spearheaded, I think it's a great day for mixed martial arts and reconfirms what I believe to be Nottingham's place within the landscape of UK MMA.
Absolutely. When I started martial arts when I was a kid, I was 6 years old, and I was kind of spoiled for choice when it came to martial arts in Nottingham. I could do judo, karate, or taekwondo, or whatever I wanted. So I travelled around and I did lots of different things, but the first thing that stood out to me is how lucky I was to be in Nottingham first and foremost, because I had a whole selection of different coaches that I could work with. But the thing that was always missing when I was coming through martial arts, and this was something that became evident when I started fighting, is that there was a gap between health and fitness and martial arts. And there shouldn't be a gap there, because you need to be healthy and strong to be a martial artist, and if you're a martial artist, you need to focus on being healthy and strong as well. So a place like this, UFC Gym, it brings those two things together. You can come to the gym with the mindset of improving your physical state, your mental state, your condition, but at the same time you can continue to improve and better yourself. Pick a martial art, pick one martial art, pick a few martial arts, pick and choose, add a few things together. But martial arts complemented by strength and conditioning, that's the forefront of fitness right now.
Of course, and we've spoken about the balance between strength and fitness and martial arts, and how there's a marriage between the two. In either situation, when you started out your career, your career found in roughhouse is well documented about what you had to go through to get suitable training. Now we've come to a point now where potentially the training's all under one roof. How beneficial do you feel it would have been for you to kind of have everything under one roof in terms of your martial arts career and how you're trained to go?
I can't even begin to imagine how different my career would have been if I could go to one building and do everything I needed to do to prepare for a fight. When I was fighting professionally, I was driving north of Nottingham to Mansfield to do jiu-jitsu. I was driving south to Leicester to do strength and conditioning. I was all over the place, and it was frustrating because the time that I should have been spent resting, I was actually seeking out new training. And at the same time, I wasn't going to places that knew how to give me the overall preparation for mixed martial arts. I was going to one place that knew how to prepare guys for jiu-jitsu. Then I'd go across town and train with someone else that was doing kickboxing, and they'd both be equally as exhausting. They wouldn't complement each other in any way. And the coaches weren't speaking to each other, which was the other thing. You come into a place like this, which obviously it's bare bones at the moment, but it's going to look amazing in a few months' time. You've got everything you need in this place. You're going to have all the strength and conditioning stuff you need. You're going to have all of the martial arts training you need. You'll have the expertise in each one of those fields as well. And all of those coaches will be able to talk to each other and relate with each other, which means that if you're, no matter what goal you set yourself, if it's just to get in better condition, if you want your black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if you want to fight in the UFC, everything can be done under this roof.
And speaking of the roof, let's go through what you know about the gym and how it's going to be set up. This is again another point that a lot of people have been asking. In your mind's eye, from what you know, how is the gym going to be set up? Kind of tell us about the key things that are going to be in this gym.
Well, I mean, it's a wide open space at the moment, and it's not really taken the structure of the gym at the moment. I mean, you've got to really use your imagination, but fortunately I have a good imagination, and as soon as I walked in the front door, I can see the whole thing. I can see where the reception's going to be. We're going to have an octagon over on this side as well. We've got conditioning stuff up against the wall, so treadmills, cross trainers, that kind of stuff. Then we've got the AstroTurf as well, obviously really useful for all kinds of sleds and tires and any kind of real important physical hands-on conditioning that you need for mixed martial arts. And then this lower section down here is where you've got all of your free weights area. You've got your pin machines, your strength and conditioning stuff, and then the core of it, the dojo, the matted area, the place where all the jiu-jitsu will be taking place. This place is going to be incredible. Plus, if you just want to see what's going on, you can come and sit and have a coffee and watch people hitting the bags and see what the classes are all about before you even sign up. It's going to be a very vibrant space to be in, and I'm just looking forward to hanging out here and watching other people train.
The space in itself is in excess of 70,000 square feet, and I think when people come here and see what they have planned to go behind UFC Gym UK have planned, I think they're going to be blown away. We walked in here and we were excited just to see the space earlier, and it is a massive space. Obviously we can't give people an adequate through on camera, but it is a massive space, and I think it has so much potential. And I think what a lot of people are going to be surprised at is the different types of people from all walks of life that's going to be here. If you had a message for potential UFC gym users of the future, what would that be in terms of the makeup of the gym from people-wise?
It's going to be the forefront of martial arts in the country. There are a lot of good martial arts teachers up and down the UK, and we're hoping to bring the majority of them together, find them a home in a UFC gym, and then make them accessible for all the students that are under the UFC gym banner. The mixed martial arts community has been so fractured for so many years, and I feel like the UFC gym is really the foundation that we can start building mixed martial arts on in this country. We're gonna be scouring the country, scouring Europe, bringing in coaches from all around that are going to be not only specialists in their area, but excited to be a part of the UFC brand as well. When you add the letters UFC to something, people take it seriously. Mixed martial arts is one of the fastest growing sports in the world, and people want to be a part of it. They want to watch it, they want to follow the fighters, but they also want to kind of feel what the fighters are going through. And you walk in this door here, and you can step into an octagon, you can hit pads, you can do jiu-jitsu, you can do bag work, all the strength and conditioning that the athletes are doing when they're stepping into the octagon. You've got access to all of that. And then we've got the recovery modalities as well. We've got the cryo chamber, the sauna, everything you would need to at least get that feel as to what being a UFC fighter is about. And I think that's exciting for people that are outside of the sport, that aren't competing and don't really have an interest in competing, because you can either go to a regular gym and do strength and conditioning, or you can go to a martial arts gym and kind of be forced to fight a little bit. This is a space that's good for everybody, no matter what age you are, children all the way up. My grandfather started Taekwondo at 65. There's no age that is too old to be in here, and no age that's too young. We need everybody in here at whatever age, and we'll find something that's suitable for you and get you on the right track to health and fitness.
I agree, and I think one of the number one selling points of this gym once it's open is its inclusivity. I think it's going to dispel a lot of misconceptions about martial arts and mixed martial arts in general. It has to be a contact sport, for example. You can come in there and do bag work and do strength and conditioning. You never have to be in contact with another person in terms of contact sports. So I think it's going to help dispel a lot of those myths, and also in terms of inclusivity as well, the child element. Your ability, if you're a young parent or a parent in general, to be able to train alongside your children, which I think is quite a unique selling point in comparison to a lot of other gyms.
Yeah, well that's for me what what martial arts was so important about in the beginning. When I first started training, I was going with my grandfather, and I was walking into a dojo, and I would see brothers and sisters training together, and parents with their children training together. There was a family that I used to train with, the Martin family, and there were 3 sons and the parents, and they all graduated to black belt around the same time. And to share that as a family is amazing. And with the UFC gym, like I said, there's something that's for everybody. You don't have to be in here sparring. You don't have to be, trading punches and doing rounds with people. If you want to be in here just for the atmosphere and the energy, or just for the physical exercise of martial arts, then this is the place to be. It can be so mind-numbing and tedious to just walk into a gym and this is my program. I've got 20 minutes on this. I've got 10 reps on that. I struggle with those. I mean, it was my job to be in shape, but I struggle with those kind of training sessions. My training sessions, for me, the things that get me excited about is when I can come into a gym and I can be in a space with people that I know, that I enjoy working with. The atmosphere is good. We're having a lot of laughs. We're having a lot of banter, and we're kind of testing each other and pushing each other and helping each other. We're all growing together. And with the UFC gym, it's such a strong brand. It's a brand that you can invest in. It's a brand that you can rely on. And if you can bring your whole family and be a part of it together, then it's going to be a good 2019.
I think that's one of the things that was kind of lost with the evolution of MMA. We talk about traditional martial arts, and I can remember those scenarios as a kid doing karate, doing a bit of judo. There were generations in the class. It wasn't just the son or the daughter. It was dad, mum, sometimes grandparents as well.
Yeah.
I think with the evolution of MMA, its competitive nature it can be quite a lonely sport at times. Like you said, you're preparing for a fight, for example, and you've got to go and do strength conditioning on your own, or you're going to do this on your own. Now it's kind of bringing back that traditional. I feel that family environment.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other thing you've got to consider as well is that there are going to be so many people that go into gyms now, and they're headphones on, they're plugged into their phone, they're watching a screen, they're disconnected from everything else that's going on. It's almost like they're there serving time. You're there to do your penance because of what you ate at the weekend, and then you can go home and you can eat whatever you want this weekend, as long as you come back next weekend and go through the same routine again. Now, I don't like to be in a gym and disconnected from everybody. I want to be in a gym with people that I can communicate with and work with, whether that's coaches, whether that's training partners. And the benefit in being involved in martial arts is that you get in the physical conditioning. You also get in the emotional, psychological growth as well. But you're also, you're building relationships with people that are going to encourage you to come back to the gym. That you want to be there to support their journey as well, and they're going to be there to support yours.
Moving on to what your role will be within the UFC Gym UK setup. Again, it's been something that's been, muted, and some people, speculating potentially what you could be doing if you're doing anything. Kind of tell us what your role will be within the infrastructure of UFC Gym UK.
So my role for the UFC gym will effectively be head of MMA. I'll be working with Razor Rob McCulloch over in the US, who's been doing an amazing job, basically doing what I'm planning on doing in the UK. I'll be overseeing all of the coaches, all of the coaching staff that are stepping into the gyms, making sure they are UFC quality, UFC level. We've got UFC gym certification as well, so nobody's going to be stepping onto the mats or into the octagon without me first making sure that they are capable and able to coach not only good quality classes, but the information's on point as well. Ever since I started mixed martial arts, my goal has been to continue pushing the level up, continue raising that bar. And when we started back in the old roughhouse days with my teammates Paul Daly and stuff, it was difficult because we didn't have the support network. And now we have the UFC gym in the UK, and I feel like I'm in a position where I can almost kind of protect mixed martial arts in this country and make sure that the right information is being passed on so the sport can continue to grow in the right way. And there's no better gym in the world than a UFC gym to do that.
Because I understand what you're saying, because from a fighting perspective, yes, your legacy is undeniable, but also behind the scenes in terms of future generations and how they integrate within this kind of environment, I understand the potential impact what you do with other UFC gym employees will have. on future generations. So I think it's very important that they've got someone as experienced as you, former world title challenger, working behind the scenes in conjunction with the UFC gym guys as well. So I think it's very important that people of your ilk are involved in the whole process.
Well, for so many years, martial arts has been it's been a bit of a crapshoot. You can walk into a gym, you're not sure whether you're going to get an absolute superstar that was a former world champion, or a guy that just, watched Karate Kid when he was a kid and decided that's what he wanted to do. There are so many different levels to martial arts coaching, and it can be quite dangerous if you're not getting the right kind of coaching, if the information's not good, and if you don't have confidence in your coaches as well. And what I hope I can do across the country, across the UFC Gym UK, is give the students the confidence that the coaches they're working under are of a UFC quality. That's my main job. I just want to make sure that the standard of mixed martial arts being passed on to these students is the best that it can be. And because the UFC have done such a good job of creating a strong brand, the UFC Gym is the place to come for mixed martial arts training. That's the way I'm seeing it.
You'll be working alongside a number of key figures within the sport and leisure industry and martial arts industry, for that matter of fact. Kind of take us through some of the people you're working with and what impact you feel you guys will have collectively on this industry.
When the UFC decide they're going to do something, they reach out to the best people in the industry to do it. Fortunately, myself, I've got the validation through my UFC career. Another key figure in this as well is Michael Bisping, who'll be heavily involved in this as well. Another absolute superstar of UK MMA. So we're going to kind of oversee the actual content of the courses, that the stuff that people are going to be learning. The actual team around us, though, is what I'm really excited about, because that allows me and Michael to just focus on the things that we're best at. We've got the likes of Joe Long, who was been involved in martial arts his whole life, Georgi Isamides, who was involved in the Middle East gyms. I just feel like this team around us, as well as all the other silent partners that are, the fitness industry experts, if you like. We have a complete team. We have people that are specialists in their each individual areas, so we can all support each other in these individual areas. That team will then support me when I'm traveling to each gym and making sure that the standard is high enough, as will Michael Bisping. We'll be in contact talking about what's being passed on to the students and all that kind of thing. And then, Razor Rob McCulloch and all the guys out at UFC Gym in the US. I've traveled around, I've visited those gyms. I know what we're trying to reach here. I know the level's very high that's been set by Rob McCulloch and all those guys, but my plan is to surpass it, and I'm sure Michael's is as well. So we'll see where we get with that. But I think the team that we've got around us that's the reason we're going to succeed, is because we're all experts at what we do.
And even though you all come from different sectors, the golden thread, I think, amongst you all is that your genuine love for mixed martial arts, your genuine appreciation. And I think that's what's unique about this team. Yes, you have your strengths in various areas, but you all appreciate and love mixed martial arts, and you will see the benefit and the potential of the UFC Gym franchise will have on the United Kingdom.
I think everybody in the team can see what this is going to become. I think we all know, we've all got the confidence in the brand, in the product that we're putting together. I think we're all confident in the response that we're going to get from everybody that walks through the gym doors as well. And I think with that confidence alone, we're going to do very well. The fact that everybody's an expert in their individual field just adds to the fact that we're going to be successful. The underlying thing is that we all love martial arts, and we all want to be putting the best product forward to pass on mixed martial arts to future generations, and continue to build the UFC Gym as a strong brand in the UK.
And I'm sure you will. Well done. Thank you for your time, and good luck and congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very excited.